There's just in two more federal judges, both Republican, have ruled rightfully, legally, lawfully, and constitutionally against Donald Trump and his executive orders targeting two law firms in particular. Let's get to it and figure out which law firms they are in today's legal breaking reporting by NPR. The article is titled, "In Back-to-Back Rulings, Federal Judges rule against orders targeting law firms." Ladies and gentlemen, the article reads, federal judges in two separate cases have temporarily blocked a White House effort to punish the law firms Jenner and Block and WilmerHale, with one judge calling the effort disturbing, and the second calling it a constitutional harm. In the case of Jenner and Block, Judge John Bates. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a pin in that name. Judge John Bates. With the Federal District Court in Washington, D.C., issued a temporary restraining order against the Trump administration, citing violations of the free speech guarantees of the First Amendment First Amendment as an unconstitutional interference with the rights of the clients to select lawyers of their choosing. In a second case, ladies and gentlemen, there is the second federal judge, Judge Leon. The second pin. Judge Richard Leon temporarily blocked a separate executive order against WilmerHale. There is no doubt this retaliatory action chills speech and legal advocacy, or that it qualifies as a constitutional harm, Leon wrote and added. The injuries to plaintiff here would be severe and would spill over to its clients and the justice system at large, he said. The back-to-back rulings came after both firms took the Trump administration to court on Friday, seeking to block executive orders that the firms say target them for zealous representation of clients and their hearty pro bono work. The lawyers by the Jenner and Block firm filed in federal district court in Washington, D.C., alleges violations of the First Amendment guarantees to free speech and free association. It also alleges the order violates the due process clause of the First Amendment by hurting the firm's ability to practice law and violates the Sixth Amendment for undermining the relationship between attorneys and their clients and clients' right to lawyers of their choosing. In its lawsuit, WilmerHale said the executive action Trump took on Thursday punishes the firms for employing former special counsel Robert Mueller and other public servants who worked alongside him. WilmerHale's lawsuit said the the White House is retaliating against it for representing the Democratic National Convention, the campaigns of Democratic politicians Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and for suing the administration this year over its firing of several inspectors generals. The lawsuits come after President Trump signed executive orders this week, which attempted to restrict both law firms' access to federal buildings, yank any active security clearances held by its personnel, and direct government employees not to meet with the firm or its members. For more than 100 years, Jenner has tirelessly advocated for its clients against all adversaries, including against unlawful government action, and the lawsuit said. The lawsuit adds, with this suit, the firm takes up that change once again. To do anything else would mean compromising Jenner's ability to zealously advocate for its clients and capitulating to unconstitutional government coercion. Jenner, which employs about 500 lawyers, has one of the nation's strongest pro bono programs, which represents immigration and LGBTQ people, among other clients. Trump referred to some of that work in his March 25 executive order, and he blasted the firm for once employing Andrew Wiseman, who is a member of the special counsel team that investigated Trump. Wiseman has not worked at Jenner for years, but he remains a critic opponent of the president. My editorials note: these law firms don't need or deserve taxpayer subsidized access to national security secrets. A Justice Department spokesman said via email in response to the firm's lawsuits. Jenner sought to have its case heard by Judge WilmerHale, who recently, rightfully and legally, my editorial note, blocked enforcement of a similar executive order against the law firm Perkins Coie. The Justice Department has attempted to disqualify Howell, but the judge cast that effort as an attempt to intimidate the independence of the judiciary. Jenner's case was instead assigned to Judge Bates, while WilmerHale's case went to Leon, both of whom confirmed under the presidency of George W. Bush administration. Trump accused of attacking legal system. Trump moved against WilmerHale only hours before that firm went to court Friday morning. The executive order targeting our firm is a blatantly unlawful attack on the bedrock principles of our nation's legal system. Our clients' right to counsel and the First Amendment. A spokesperson for the firm said in a written statement, the terms of a nearly identical executive order have already been enjoined by a federal judge today, and we have filed immediate relief to protect the rights of our clients. Wilmer is represented by former Solicitor General Paul Clement, who is a major figure in the conservative legal movement. Clement said in a court papers that the executive order against the firm flouts the fundamental separation of powers and that Trump has no authority to sanction a law firm for representing his political opponents or handling lawsuits that he perceives to be contrary to his interests or those of the United States. Two other law firms have sought to reach settlements with the White House after Trump targeted them in executive orders, but in a statement, Jenner said capitalizing to unconstitutional government coercion is not in its DNA. Trump announced on Friday what he called a settlement with the Skadden Arps firm, which calls for the law firm to perform substantial amount of pro bono work and take other steps on priorities of the White House. We appreciated Skadden coming to the table, Trump said. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's legal breaking reporting video. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting video, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. If you would like to make sure you never miss a brand new legal breaking reporting, please hit that bell icon that is down below the screen here, directly right next to the right hand side of the subscribe button, and clicking the all notifications options instead of the personalized notifications options. That way you never miss a brand new legal breaking reporting. Another way you guys can stay up to date and constantly in the know-how of when I post a new legal breaking analysis video reporting to the channel, please follow me on my social medias that will be linked down below in the video description, along with the important legal breaking reporting by NPR. Next, third and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, please consider helping me reach the overall channel goal of the 150 subscriber goal. The reason why I'm saying 150 subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 150 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve after we reach and achieve the goal of 150 subscribers. That is all for today's legal breaking reporting video, ladies and gentlemen. Until my next legal breaking reporting, please look for the continuous points of light in today's crazy world, and know that justice will prevail despite Donald Trump and his illegal administration's illegal, unlawful executive orders and actions.